Wonderful day. Awesomeness to you. Thank you for tuning in to how to harness the full moon and new moon energy. I represent Wellness Hero. My name is Brian, and I've been celebrating the new moon and full moon for a good amount of time in this lifetime. It always just felt good in my heart to look up on a full moon night and look up at that beautiful light at night and just absorb it. And I've had in so many experiences. I'm going to share a beautiful story in a little bit later about how that light at night actually made a journey on a special sacred site on earth just super easy. But the bottom line is this. It comes down to, what do you believe? For harnessing the full moon energy and harnessing the new moon, just simply syncing up. The recognition that that cosmic event is taking place is a belief, and it does start right there with allowing some deeper connections. In a traditional aspect of life, we talk about goal setting and having, personal things we want to achieve within, through, and around our lives, and people and experiences we want to bring in. And I've just simply learned from a soul aspect. And when I talk about my soul, I'm just speaking of a higher dimension, my fourth dimension, my heart center, my throat chakra, and my third eye. And we're going to bring in a little bit more about the third eye and the imagination and creativity, because that's really a big part of the aspect of belief, using that imagination and that creativity, that when there is no sunlight reflected at night and we have new moon upon us, and that new moon, which was just recently in June 4th, but truthfully, new moon and full moon go take over more than 48 hours. So we can look at it as 12 hours of one day, 24 hours of another day, and then 12 hours of the following day, as the energy comes in, peaks, and then crescendos down in a way. So with that 48 hours of the new moon, it allows us to harness, cultivate, and capture from heart-loving gestures. Loving what you do, yes, that love is expanded. It is unconsciously or consciously brought in on a deeper level on that new moon when there is no sunlight reflected at night. And I don't know where you live on the planet yet. The full moon, we have known, it opens up new possibilities. There is this huge release of what no longer serves us. And sometimes that turns into like people behaving crazy. And again, if we want to go into harnessing, this is where we dive deep into your belief. Thoughts are electrical. Electrical is our connection to heaven above. The sun is blasting the surface of the moon, where approximately 8 to 10% of that light is reflected. A lot of the lunar light gets absorbed. And even though we have that awesome beam of light, if you have no clouds, it comes down to that visible light, which is represented by the Roy G. Biv. And going back to what I resonate with my soul, of the heart being green and the throat chakra being blue and the third eye or the brow chakra being indigo, these are part of the visible light spectrum, the 7 colors that we see, the Roy G. Biv, the rainbow, the main energy centers of our chakra being. And this gets reflected on a full moon, so it allows, a deeper cosmic cycle to sync up with our bodies and allow that, specifically intentions and manifestations. That's why being creative, that's why tapping and realizing that new possibilities are available on the new moon, and that there are much, much deeper aspects to how things can be harnessed. But the basic thing is, the thoughts are electrical. They're coming from heaven above. These are brought in through our violet or our crown chakra. And we can bring in this balance of full moon and new moon into our heart, believing, going back to that belief, that the moon has a heart chakra just like you do. And that syncing that up through a simple few breathings with imagination and creativity, you can do this in a celebration. You can do this by yourself. You can do this laying down or harnessing a meditation. But the fundamental aspect is being in the know, creating that synchronization of your body with your heart, all the way up to some beautiful cosmic event like the lunar cycle. It's a 28-day cycle. And now if you are imagining emotions, those feelings of our chakras, our energy centers on the full moon, you can bring in the beautiful connection of simple magnetics to Mother Gaia below, the planet that supports everything that we have, the water that we have. One of my big traditional things to say is stay hydrated, my friends. And right now, let's take this good opportunity. Take a nice big expanse of life force breath. We're breathing in, talking about the new moon and the full moon, this awesome cosmic energy. Thank you, water. That expression of gratitude brings in a little bit of a higher vibration. So that's why we like to say thank you for simple things like water on this beautiful water planet that we're observing, this moon that is weird and has lots of conspiracies and all these things around it. Yet our feelings, our emotions are magnetic, that's connected to Mother Gaia below. And when we can bring in heaven above, which is the moon, bringing that into our heart, and then realizing our, again, imagination, creativity, Mother Gaia, our living planet below us, has a heart center just like us. We bring in on the new moon and the full moon that connection within our heart. And therefore, what we intend, what we want to manifest and create is amplified, bringing in that balance of divine masculine and divine feminine, that electric magnetic connection. So when we say divine masculine, we are talking about heaven above. We're talking about the left hemisphere of the brain. We are talking about the electric connection. We are talking about the yang, or the darkness, or the black of the yin and yang, where on the opposite side, we have that magnetic connection. That is the earth below. That is the yin, or the light. And that is the right hemisphere of our brain, where we have that creativity, versus the left side, which is structure and organization, intellect, more science-based, and mathematics, where our artsy and our awesomeness. And when we sync these up in balance in our heart, it allows new moon and full moon to be of this meaningful. Yet it depends on what you believe to be true. Do you believe in the yin and yang, and the light and the dark? And how breathing in intention with creativity in what is true? What is true about the moon? Can the moon do anything for you? Maybe the first couple times you engage this balance, this bringing in the harmonious aspects of big cosmic cycles. Then we start welcoming as we start feeling. So that is where it comes into my personal belief. Why I would possibly make. How do we harness? It always starts with that balance of what's going on above and below, what's going on outside of us in this crazy time. For the full moon is coming up in June of 2016 on a sacred time. In the northern hemisphere, we are getting ready to enter summer solstice. And on June 20th, we have this beautiful opportunity. And again, 12 hours before, all the 24 hours of June 20th, and then trailing on down to the last 12 hours, there is this harmonious connection possible. So take some time for yourself. See what it's like to just lay on your planet, lay on your floor, lay on your bed, lay anywhere you may, and feel your heart. Ask with your intention, with your creative mind, with your third eye, to be in balance. Breathe in the heart chakra of yourself. Connect the planet below and connect the moon above. For regardless of where you're at on the planet, for winter solstice or summer solstice, solstice has been a sacred time. So take some time over the course of the 19th, 20th, and 21st of June 2016 and see what this lunar energy. Nice, big, expansive breath. Our breath is our life force. Our breath is how we bring balance within, through, and around our being. I am grateful we have connected for this message. on how to use full moon and new moon energies simply through the beautiful aspects of our creative and our imagination. These are higher energy centers. These are our soul wisdom. As always, stay hydrated, my friends, and live enthusiastically. No matter what you believe to be true at this moment in time, that truth is always expanding. It's always in a beautiful cycle. So just like this lunar cycle, maybe now we put a little more attention to what we can create and be more abundant with the moonlight at night. Have blessings on your day. Had to put down some crystals before I say namaste.